Hi, I'm Dr. Lori Carnsew at Verity Primary Medicine and Lifestyle, and welcome back to another in our series of whole food plant-based cooking minis. Today we're going to make some overnight chia seed pudding. I get asked all the time, what can I have for breakfast? What is high protein? Because I want to get my protein in and increase my metabolism at breakfast. And you told me not to eat bacon or sausage or ham or any of these other lovely foods that we have in the South. So chia pudding is something that's very easy to make. It's high in fiber and it's high in protein, and it's a very nutritional thing, especially when you add in berries and mango and some of the things we will. I'm going to make two quick puddings today. One of them is a coffee and chocolate chia seed pudding. Delicious. And we are making this with whole foods as usual. Randy, if you want to zoom up close, these are cacao nibs, which are little chunks of pure dark chocolate full of antioxidants. So this dark chocolate is actually good for you. There's no dairy added, there's no oil added, there is no sugar added. They're very bitter, but very chocolate. So I took these and have already ground them up in a high-speed grinder and made a powder. You can also buy the cacao powder, and you will find these in the baking section. And a little of it goes a long way, but it's a very healthy chocolate, and you can add it to smoothies or a lot of foods. We're also, so I'm just going to add in, we've got our cacao nibs ground down. This is maple syrup, so yes, this is a sugar, but this is 100% maple syrup. It's not one of the store-bought brands that have a lot of other added ingredients in it. It is sugar, but it is minimally processed. A less processed way would be to use dates, is to take a couple of medjool dates without the pit, take the pits out first, grind them up, and you have a paste. That works just as well. It's just a little bit more work, but you get more fiber and less of a sugar load. So I'm gonna add the syrup. And then this is chia seed. Remember the little chia pets from 30 years ago that used to grow grass for hair? This is actually the seeds, and we can eat them. I never knew it was an edible food, but it is very high in fiber and protein. So this is a great nutrition guide. And let me tell you, we're gonna mix this one up a lot, but if you make some of these puddings that you'll see when we pull them out of the refrigerator, it almost has a consistency of frog eggs. So my children like to tell their friends that they're eating frog eggs or maybe fish eggs. It's really just chia pudding. So I'm gonna add the chia seeds and make a mess. We're using both almond and coconut milk in this version. The coconut milk is higher in fat, and it is some saturated fat, so a lot of people want to leave that out. If you want to, that's fine. Coconut milk is a little naturally sweeter on its own, and it gives it a little bit of a creamier texture. But feel free to use any plant-based milk that you like. And then coffee. This is 6 ounces of fresh brewed coffee that we just used. Maybe you might have some left over from what you've made in the morning. Add them all together, and I'm just gonna whisk up the whole concoction here. And when we're done, we're gonna put it in bowls, and you can refrigerate it overnight. It really only takes about 4 to 6 hours, and it's gonna be a nice creamy pudding consistency. This is something that toddlers like. Wouldn't give them the coffee version, but you can make it without the coffee and maybe add a little bit of peanut butter or something with the chocolate. If you want to do it in a blender and actually put this mixture back in the blender, you're not going to have the little bubbly chia parts. It's going to be broken down, and it'll be smoother pudding type consistency that small children may prefer. But for those of us who are not picky about our chocolate and coffee, we've got a little bit, and you can see it started to thicken up. Yes, it looks like pond water, but that's okay. We can eat it. And we're just gonna pour this in. I'm going to add raspberries and blueberries to this for sweetness. That's the way I get away with using a little less of the maple syrup, is adding more fruit in it. But I'm gonna wait until the morning to put those on when it's thickened up. So let me move this aside, and we're gonna do the second one, which is a mango coconut. You can use any fruit. I happen to have some leftover mango, plus it's one of my favorites, so we're gonna use it. This one, we don't even have to grind anything. We're gonna do it right in the dish. So we have almost a quarter cup, just under half a cup, I'm sorry, of almond milk or coconut milk. But because I wanted this coconutty, we're gonna use this. We're gonna use some actual coconut flakes. Try and find the unsweetened, they're hard to find. And then of course our chia seed, a little bit of maple syrup, and a 1/4 teaspoon vanilla. This one, we're gonna have a vanilla instead of a chocolate flavor. Whoop, a little extra. And a lot of people like to make these as parfaits. So they might make a big bowl of this, put it in the refrigerator for 6 hours or so, let it thicken up, and then spoon it out into a jar or a clear cup, and then layer the fruit in between it. I don't have time to do that every night and in the morning, so I'm just gonna throw the fruit right in with this. You can do it all in one bowl and not make a big deal out of it. It's the quick and dirty way. So I have some chopped up mango. It's just all gonna go mixed in. And this is the recipe, but I tend to add about 3 or 4 times as much fruit just to get that whole fruit into. So we will put these in the refrigerator and we'll check on them tomorrow. So here's our overnight chia pudding the next morning. We have mango ready to eat and the chocolate coffee chia. We've added berries on top. You can put a little mint sprig to there.